Om Shri Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhatarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavandau Punah Punah Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukaro Anthakaro Vai Rukarastanivartakaha Anthakara Nirodhitvat Gururitya Vidhiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidya Acharyaya Nachiketase Namaha. We are in the Kaṭha Upaniṣad, 6th verse, 2nd chapter, 2nd section. Before that, what we saw elaborately in the last class, that verse I will read for our continuation, and I will give a brief explanation about that verse. Slogan number 5th. Na pranena na apanena martyo jivati kaschana itarena tu jivanti yasmin etau upashritau. The basic condition of a body to survive is that there should be the vital force entering inside the body and also going outside the body. This condition should be there first in order to go all other things in our life. It means a person should be alive. How we will infer that the person is alive? Through the inhale and exhale, what that body is doing continuously. And all our medicinal sciences confirms that this should be the prime factor in order to give any type of medication to a body. First, the person should be alive. And prana and apana should be proper. Prana means the force which go inside the body, and it will get divided into 5 different pranas, 5 different vital forces. And they have specific names also. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. These are the 5 names according to their work inside the body. So prana is important in a body. The vital force which will make the body to survive. But still, there is a person, there is a truth behind prana, because prana, the vital force, is an element. Vayu, its name. 5 elements are the basic things to mold any name and form. And one is Vayu, the air. It is also taking the order of somebody in this creation. There is a person to order, and the vital force, the air, the breathing air will take that order, and it will obey the order, and it will go around the creation, and it will do the job. If we think the vital force is the prime factor for the survival of a human body, then it is a wrong idea. This verse says that not by the vital force a life form continues to live in this creation, but some other thing which is eternal, itarena tu jivanti, behind the creation, behind the universe, there is somebody to sustain, somebody to give the sentient for this creation. Because of that, the locus, the sustainer, by that only everything will fall under proper place. Because of the sustainer, the creation is alive. The creation is an assemblage, and the vital force is also a part of this assemblage. We already saw elaborately. This is the gist of this verse. So prana and apana is taking the order of the person who ordered, which we call Brahman or the self. That is the central theme or the topic of Vedanta, and also the central pillar of the creation. In different religion, this entity is being called in different forms, in different names. In Vedanta, it is called the ultimate sustainer of the world, called Brahman or the self, Atma. And this is the main thing which runs the whole show, what we call creation. So, idarena tu jivanti. Because of the Brahman, even the prana being the part of this assemblage, he will take the order from this Brahman, and it will do its own work in this creation. Prana also get the existence from depending the Brahman. By depending the Brahman, prana also become sentient. We saw these facts elaborately in the last class. Now we will enter to the 6th verse. Very important. We will see. I will read the verse and I will give you the meaning. Verse number 6 in the second section, second chapter of the Kaṭha Upaniṣad. Hantate itam pravakshami guhyam brahma sanatanam yatha cha maranam prapya atma bhavati Gautama. Once more I will read. Hantate itam pravakshami guhyam brahma sanatanam yatha cha maranam prapya atma bhavati Gautama. Remember the boon what asked by Nachiketas towards the Lord Death. Is there any life after the death for a life form? In this world, after departing from one body, whether the life form will continue to live in another world or in this world itself, or there is no life after departing from one body. I want to know exactly about this fact. Nachiketas asked this boon. And Lord Death is giving a direct answer through this verse. First, I will give the literal meaning of the verse and I will give the proper explanation based on Shankara's commentary. Gautama, O dear one, Nachiketas pleased Lord Death by this question. What you see behind or beyond dharma and adharma, beyond the cause and the product, if there anything exists away from them, please may you give me the information regarding that. And based on that, few sub-questions also asked by Nachiketas as the boon. This question itself pleased Lord Death. We are all very happy to have a person who have the capacity to see the thing rationally in the world. Somebody who is discriminative. Somebody who can give an opinion without having any kind of attachment towards both sides when you ask an opinion. Similarly, Nachiketa's question itself shows that how much the person is matured and discriminative. This made Lord Death very pleased. So Nachiketas is totally right now an object of happiness to Lord Death. In front of Lord Death, Nachiketas, listening to his advice, listening to the truths which was being uttered by Lord Death, and Nachiketas is completely concentrating what Lord Death says with the full Shraddha, with the full respect. All these things made Lord Death very impressive on Nachiketas. So here, Lord Death called Nachiketas, Gautama, oh dear one. We call in English, oh dear, honey, something like that. Nachiketas is being given a name according to the maturity what he has given, what he has shown in front of Lord Death. Oh Gautama, oh dear one. Most of the gurus will be pleased by their disciples because a disciple will be always in tune with the guru. Someone will be sensing what guru needs, and before the guru's order, they will do the job. That much in tune with the guru's mind, some disciples are. So here, Nachiketas is a proper disciple for Lord Death. And Lord Death is pleased by each and every steps done by Lord Nachiketas. So this young boy is being called by Lord Death, oh Gautama, oh dear one. Hanta. Well, what you have asked as a boon, I keep in my mind. Now, for you, unto you, idam pravakshyami. I will reply. I will explain what Guhyam Brahma Sanatanam. Sanatanam word is very famous for the Indian people. Sanatana Dharma. Eternal and also new, ever new. Never it will lose its trend. Always it will be trending in the mind of religious people. That is why it is called Nu Sanatanam. For a person who is doing daily Sandhya Vandanam, a custom for a traditional person, he never loses his spirit to do Sandhya Vandanam because it is Sanatana Dharma, a step which is to be done right in the morning and right in the evening, much less similar to a worship. For the welfare of all living beings in this creation, this tradition prescribes to do Sandhya Vandanam daily, early morning and in the evening before the sunset. For the traditional person, it is a trending custom every day because they never lose the spirit. They never lose the spirit. Why? They know the value of Sandhya Vandana. Because for some people, for example, any material knowledge after listening from somebody and going through that material knowledge in practical, after a period of time, you may lose the interest to do, you may lose the spirit to do that action. But any custom, any worship, any puja, which belongs to this Sanatana Dharma, which is a part of this tradition, is always new and it will never make the person to lose the spirit. That is why we call it tradition. Even though it started from the immemorial past, even now the people are performing these type of customs in their daily life without losing the spirit to do. That is why it's called Sanatana Dharma. So the word Sanatana means eternal and ever new. Both meanings will fit for that. The base of all the custom is Guhyam Brahma. The purpose of doing all the worship, all the pujas, all the meditations, all the rituals like Sandhya Vandanam, etc., etc., are for the sake of understanding the self or the eternal consciousness, which is all pervasive. Still, it will be missing for each and every life form. That is why it is called Guhyam, very much hidden, secret. Guhyam means secret or hidden. even though it is all pervasive, it will not be available for the perception by the senses. We grasp each and everything from this universe by employing our five senses in this world. That which is formless, that which is attributeless, cannot be grasped by any senses in this world. That which is beyond our perception, atintriyam, even though it is in the form of consciousness, it is formless. It will not be available for our perception of the senses. That is why it is secret. Maybe someone can ask within oneself. Suppose somebody is there as a non-believer of God. How can a thing exist without any name or form? Yes, there are things in this world without form, they exist. For example, air. We cannot hold a air or we cannot see the air, but the presence of air is inferred. Now, other thing I will tell you. How much strength for a hand is there? We cannot see with our senses. When a person punches to the punch kit, then only we come to know, oh, this much strength is there for his hand. When a person hold the weight bars and lift 160 kgs, then only we will come to know, oh, this much strength he has in his hand. Strength is not visible. Physically, we cannot perceive the strength of a hand by our senses. Only we come to know when he lifts the weight. So a lot of things are existing, even our gross world, which is not visible for our senses, still they exist. So Brahman is invisible for our senses. Senses can only grasp material things and also a secondary thing right in front of you. But the senses are driven by, senses are active by whom? It is impossible to grasp unless you are informed. By whose presence senses are active? It is not a secondary thing, it is oneself. That is why Guhyam Brahma, even though it is all pervasive, the Brahman, which is the biggest thing in the world, the sustainer of the world, is not available for our senses. And it is always eternal and new, ever trending for a spiritual seeker. Before knowing, while knowing, and also after knowing, it will be always trending in their life. They never lose to stay with the vision. This is a real Brahma Jnani, the knower of the Brahman. So that is why Sanatanam, eternal and new. And so I will give you the whole meaning of the first line of the verse. Oh, dear one. Gautama means dear one. Hanta, well, what you have asked as the boon, I will right now reveal you, or I will give you explanation. I will explain you about the Brahman, which is a Sanatanam, which is eternal and new, and which is the very secret of this universe. And also, along with that, Yathacha Maranam Prapya, after departing from this body, Maranam, death. After the death, what will happen for a life form in this world? That also I will explain you. It's a direct reply or answer for the Nachiketa's boon. May you explain what will happen to a life form after the death? This was the question. Right now, direct answer is given by the Lord Death. O Gautama, dear one, well, I will explain you about the Brahman, which is the secret of this entire universe, and also Sanatanam, new and also eternal. And what will happen for a life form after Maranam, after death? Whether it will survive or whether is there no life at all? I will give you all details right now. I will tell you, I will explain you. Oh Gautama, this is the meaning of this sixth verse. After the death, what will happen for the life form? Is there any life after death in some worlds or in this world itself? Or there is no life after the death from this contemporary body or contemporary life? And Lord Yama reveals the truth again, one more step forward. Next verse, 7th. योनिमध्ये प्रपद्यन्ते शरीरत्वाय देहिनः स्थाणुम् अन्ये अनुसंयन्ति यथा कर्म यथा श्रुतम्. I will read once more. योनिमध्ये प्रपद्यन्ते शरीरत्वाय देहिनः स्थाणुमन्ये अनुसंयन्ति यथा कर्म यथा shrutam. There should be some background to understand this verse. According to the Indian scriptures, we believe the samsara, the death and birth cycle. After giving up one body, the sukshma sharira, the subtle body, the impressions which we are having inside our mind, along with the senses, the tastes, what we have enjoyed in the world, we will carry forward to a next body. And we have a solid pramana, means of knowledge for this. Our own epics like Mahabharata and Purana, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and 18 Puranas, and also Upanishads, and talk about the life of a jiva, a life form after departing from one body. It's very important to know. So Indian tradition, Indian culture believes that there is a life after death. After departing from the contemporary body, it will choose another body in this world or in another world. There is a life. Few people will not have life after departing this body. I will explain that portion afterwards. We believe the death and birth cycle in our Indian tradition. Many religions in the world don't have the concept of death and birth cycle. Few religions believe human being birth is the last birth. Before also, after also, there is no birth. After giving up this body, they just go to hell or heaven. This is the main concept accepted by more religions. After giving up this human body, one will go either to heaven or to hell. According to the noble deeds, they will go to heaven. According to the evil deeds, they will enter into the hell life. This is the concept of almost all religions. Fine, it's a partial understanding. Or in Pujya Swamiji's words, Swami Dayananda says, pending understanding, more beauty. So there is a life after giving up the present body. So after the death, we will carry forward our left impressions, our habits, our tastes. All these things will be carried forward to a next life form. So there are 84 lakhs of living beings in this world. Chaurasi, 84 lakhs of life forms are there in this universe. We have 44 lakhs of life forms discovered in this world where we are living. Monkeys is one type of species. Lion, two types of lions. Asiatic lion, African lions. Similarly, elephants, Asiatic elephants and African elephants. And the pygmy elephants also there. But we consider elephants are one single species. Snakes, different types of snakes are there, but they are one species. One species. Among 84 lakhs, they will be counted as one. Like these, 84 lakhs of living beings are there in this universe. 44 lakhs of species are being discovered by our scientists in this world. 40 lakhs are even now pending. It may be in some other worlds. It may be here itself hidden. That is why every year, no type of species will be discovered. Even dinosaurs will fall as one species among the 84 lakhs. We need a lot of information to understand this verse. So, we believe the first point is we believe in the death and birth cycle. After death, life form will enter into another body. And there are 84 lakhs of life forms in the world. There is no choice. We cannot enter into the desirable life form. It can be anything. From an elephant body, it can enter into a tiny dragonfly body or egg. There is no specific rule. Here, this verse will give how a person will get certain type of body after the death. Before that, we need this type of information, this basic understanding. 84 lakhs of life forms are there, and they are divided into four: Shvetajaha, Andajaha, Utbijaha, Jarayujaha. Shvetajam, those who are born out of sweating, or those creatures which don't have control on temperature in their body. So insects, small insects will fall under this group. Cockroaches, spiders, all these six-legged insects. Even we will see them only in the rainy season, some insects. Some will be only available in the summer season. These creatures will fall under Shvetajam, one who born out of sweats, or in a certain temperature only they will be coming outside, and after that temperature, it cannot survive if the temperature rises, it cannot survive if the temperature goes down. Only in the specific temperature. A glowworm, lot of species, mostly small insects. Svetajaha, Andajaha, which comes from an egg. Andajam. Mostly birds and also few mammals. Andajaha. Udbijaha, that which comes from the ground, breaking the earth, splitting the earth into two, and they come, mostly trees. Udbijaha. Jarayujaha, one who feed milk through the breast. Fourth group of animals or species. So there are four types of species. 84 lakhs are classified into four: Shvetajam, Andajam, Udbijam, Jarayujam. For some information, I am just giving you. We are not going elaborately to discuss that, but we need a proper understanding. So after departing from one body, a jiva, a life form, in the subtle way, vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, when the dress is completely useless, it cannot serve more, then we will give up that dress. And navani grinnati naroparani. We choose a new dress to wear after giving up the old dress, because it cannot help me more. Similarly, tata sharirani vihaya jirnani. When the body becomes deteriorated and it cannot survive no more, it cannot survive more, it is no more at all, then a jiva, a life form, a subtle body of that gross body will go away and it will enter into another body. These are all authentic texts which shows that there is an afterlife. After giving up certain body, we will survive through another body. And certain stories also there as pramanam. For justifying this point, we have certain stories. After getting the curse, two demons enter into one as crocodile, one as elephant. Like that, and another story in Bhagavat, Jadabharata, a sage who was a proper sage, he was a very good monk. But one problem, at his old age, he got a small deer to take care. And with the thought of this small deer, he departs from the body and he enter into a body of a deer. So these stories are solid evidence for that we have a life after giving up this body. There is no choice. Like when we go to a parlor and we can choose what ice cream we need. Of course, it's harmful for the health. Ice cream is the most harmful thing for the health. Artificial colors, animal fats, sugar, which is white poison, and some other ingredients which are very harmful to fatten the body. Anyway, I just told ice cream. Fine. We can choose anything, whatever we want when we go to a restaurant or a parlor, whatever it may be. But in the case of body, there is no choice. According to one's own deeds, yatha karma, according to the deeds what we have done with our bodies, which we have taken in this life before also. All these deeds will be counted, and according to our deeds, there will be some results. In order to get that results, we will enter into a respective body. And among the 18 Puranas, Garuda Puranam, Brahma Vivarta Puranam, all these Puranas, all these texts will give which birth will be for a person when he do certain this type of actions. This deed will lead to this body. For example, when you cheat a girl after giving a promise on marriage and you enter into another relationship or you will get married with another girl, there is some himsa involved on that. For that person, chameleon will be the next birth. Seems to be very funny because it is told in the Puranas, we accept it. Whether chameleon or God, whatever it may be, just to give up the idea, there are births after giving up the contemporary birth. This is the message I want to convey through this verse. Here, Lord Death says to Nachiketas that Yoni Madhye Prabhadyante. Prabhadyante. Pravishyante. Enter. After giving up this present body, one will enter to where? Yonim, womb of another animal or another bird, where the semen get united, the womb. So the life form will enter into a womb according to that rule is going to say. So few people will enter into a womb for getting the body, Sharirattvaya, appropriate body according to what? Yatha karma. Now the word karma also comes. We need to know what is karma. Repeatedly we use in our daily life karma, 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 karma. What is karma? We need to know. An action performed by a human being who is having the free will to do, not to do, or to do in an opposite way. Then only it will become karma. A cow will not do karma. Cow will be always behave according to the instinct in the creation. It is called cheshta. When an action done by a human being, it is called karma because human being is blessed by free will. What is free will? Free will is that an action can be postponed, action can be suspended, action can be dismissed, or action can be done in an opposite way, or you can do different ways. For example, I will give you, then only you will know what is the karma. In order to go from Hyderabad to Rishikesh, you can choose to go by air, you can choose to go by train, or you can choose either go by bus or car, whatever it may be. Even people used to choose to go to Varanasi by barefoot. When there are a lot of choices in one action, only for human being, not for any other life form. If a cow decided to go Rishikesh from Hyderabad, only option is to go by walk. But for a human being, due to the technology and the awareness, convenience, a lot of factors are there. Just take the gist of the example. When an action have different choices because of the free will, even you can dismiss the action. For example, evening 4 o'clock, you are having a habit to take tea. Due to your free will, you decided after a period of time not to take tea in your life. Because of the free will, you stopped to drink tea. This is called free will. You can perform an action. You can perform not to do an action. You can choose something other than tea to drink in your life. Or you can make a tea and give to somebody who is nearby you, not to drink by you. So an action having different way to perform, even to dismiss. Kartum Shakyam in Brahma Sutra Bhashya, Adi Shankara says, Kartum Shakyam, Akartum Shakyam, Anyathava Kartum Shakyam. You can choose to do, you can suspend not to do today, tomorrow you will do. You can choose in a different way to do that because of free will. So, a free will equipped life form is human being. Whatever action performed by human being is called karma. So, choice of the another body after departing the contemporary body or contemporary situations, one will end up in another body according to what? According to the karma what you have done in our previous births and in this birth. Yatha karma. Suppose we have done lot of good things and noble deeds in our life, lot of good results are waiting, so we will end up in a good body like a celestial being or something more superior than this contemporary birth. Anything it can happen. Suppose we have done lot of evil deeds in our life, like slaughtering, looting, taking advantage of different people and situations. All the way the life is having like a robber, much less similar to a robber. Then we will end up in a mosquito because mosquito always takes some blood from others. Why? We lived a life and we created an impression inside our mind without having any hard work, just loot the money, just loot the things from others or take advantage of the situations, Mosquitoes have the capacity to go into a place where our hands will not reach. So taking the advantages of the situation. Similarly, I'm just giving an example in order to understand properly. So we will carry our impressions, whether it is good or deed or mixed, and an appropriate body we will earn according to our karma. Yatha karma. Few will be entering to the womb of certain other living beings. Yonimatye prabhadyante. And our Lord Death says some other life form also. Sthanum. What is meant by sthanum? Sthanum means tree. Thavaram. Some will enter into the seed and sprout and it will become a plant or a tree where the emotions are not seen by others. It is invisible for others. Even though you have emotions, you have pain, you may stay quiet, like in the tree. So, one part of the meaning of this verse is people will take respective bodies after departing from the contemporary situation or from the present body, and they will enter into different life forms womb, or they may enter inside the sprout or it will become a seed in according with what? According to their own karma. If they are equipped with noble deeds and noble results, and there is an impression to do noble things, they will enter into a noble body. Suppose the person is filled with lots and lots of evil deeds and results, it may end up with a birth with a lot of pain and sufferings. If you waste the food in this birth, you will end up in a birth where you are lacking food. You will be lacking food. That's why poverty cannot be completely vanished at any part of our time in our life. At any standpoint, poverty will be existing along with us as long as the creation continues, because people are wasting food. Where they will end up? They will be born like a person who is suffering in Somalia or some other place, even in India, for one-time food. So, when we look into the facts in the creation, this verse will throw light how they get this body because of their karma. We just confirm towards looking them because of their karma, they got this body. We are helpless. Why? Their karma made them to choose a body like that. More, I will explain you in the next class regarding this verse, because there is another part to be told, Yatha Shrutam, in this verse, which is more important than what I explained right now. I will continue with this verse in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayandam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobhyamanibhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om